entails. You tell the chef to do the filet mignon.
Not the other shit that we serve usually.
And tell him the filet mignon. You know.
Guys, and I'm again with my friend Reda. And earlier we were talking about reviews, and I thought that was a pretty cool topic.
It is indeed.
I have a cousin. I was telling you, I have a cousin who.
You have many cousins.
I do. You know, my brother, my father actually has 9 other siblings.
Yeah.
So at that time, it was very normal to have a big family.
Yeah, even my father actually.
Yeah.
Like there were 12, I think.
Yeah. It's you think?
Yeah,
dude, you should know.
It's hard to count, to be honest.
After 5 or 6, I lost track.
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyways, this cousin is. He said, "Hey, you know what? I need. I know you eat out quite often, and you know a few people who own restaurants, and I want you to come with me, and I want to try to offer one service, an app that I developed, and the app is a review system. So
okay.
I know a little bit about it. We are supposed to meet next week, and he is gonna tell me all about it. And I was telling you about reviews and how." A little bit, reviews are really influencers. They can make or break a business.
Definitely.
Do you usually write reviews
When
when you go eat out? I mean,
not really, to be honest. When people when a service, for instance, a website or something that usually I write positive reviews actually. When I'm having a really good experience or the product is really amazing or whatever, and they need to come and fetch me. So leave if you liked, leave a review and stuff. I like to do that, but on the negative side, I tend not to waste too much time on it, to be honest, because maybe I don't know, maybe in a subconscious way, I don't feel that my opinion would have that big of an impact,
that's where we disagree. Yeah.
No, which is completely false.
Yeah.
But that's just like the subconscious thing, because you realize that the voices of many people have weight and have an impact. But when you take it on the individual scale, you're like, maybe not that much, but actually it really does. And we see it in the US with Yelp, which can basically like you said, makes or breaks business.
For sure. You know, I have I used to have a couple apartments in the US, and I rented them out on Airbnb. Airbnb has also relies very heavily on reviews. And here is the thing. The review system, the grading system in Morocco, for example, and in Europe is very different from the US. When I tell my parents, for example, in the US, I have I just got an exam back and I have 70. It's not that great. I mean, in the US, it's I don't know, B- or C+ or whatever, C something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
average.
It's very average.
Average,
it's a little bit below average. It's not good. But if you in the US, it's out of 100. In Morocco and in Europe, it's out of 20.
Yeah.
Which is basically the same thing. But the huge difference is, if you have 10 out of 20, you pass.
Yeah.
If you have 50 out of 100.
You don't pass.
You fail big time.
I think the passing grade
65.
It's 60, 65.
60 was 65, yeah.
And in Switzerland it's 4 out of 6. So yeah, it's basically the same.
You have to be above the
that's the minimum you can have,
and
because all classes are on a 6 point grading system, and 4 is the bare minimum to pass.
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive in a way, because how much is that? 4 out of 6? It's 40 divided by 3. It's 13.33.
Okay. So yeah, it's pretty high.
It's pretty high.
In other places in Europe, I
I
know in
impressed
France,
you with my math
that
skills,
was
right?
good. But
Thank you.
I would need to double check that, and
No need.
I will write on the comments. So if you know the answer, write on the comments. So the thing is, going back to our grading system and the reviews on one day I used Airbnb, and I was okay. I was satisfied, but it was not crazy. Some things that I didn't like, and that was in Morocco. And I wrote and I gave grades, and the total average. You know, they say cleanliness, communication, etc., etc. with the tenant, with the landlord. Sorry, and he ended up with a grade of like 65 or 70, etc. Or 4 stars out of 5, because that's another way of doing things. Like 4 stars, and he ended up with 3.5 or something. And he wrote me a message, and I said, "Yeah, I was pretty satisfied. I wish we had this, we had that, but overall, it was okay." And he wrote me a message, and he said, "Dude, you are destroying me. Like, you said it was okay, and you're giving me a bad review. I don't." And I said, "I would recommend this place, and I would come back later." He said, "Don't come back." And I said, "Why is he so upset?" And then I realized, wait a second. Actually, 4 or 5 stars out of 5
Is the norm.
is norm.
Yeah.
If you're happy, you give 4 or you give 5. In my understanding, in my cultural background, like 4 is like excellent. Like, it was okay.
Yeah, 5
so
star is like mind blowing.
Exactly.
But actually, it's not in this case, because for 4.5, 5 is like you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe 5 stars, like they go the extra mile. But 3 and 3.5 is actually a bad review, and
it's a bad review. Absolutely.
Makes the average go down quite a lot.
And here is what happened on my Airbnb. You know, like so many anecdotes. So I came back here in Morocco, and I still had my apartments, and I was renting them, and I had a friend who lived in the same building, and I said, "Okay, I'll give you a great deal for the rent, and you keep an eye on the apartments." "Yeah, no problem." So anyway, one day I rented my apartment, and that's a little story. That's a true story. I rented my apartment to a woman. And he said, "Yeah, this woman came and she wanted to rent it for 3 days. I read her things. It was okay. Okay, no big deal. Great." So I rented it, and she started having one guest for roughly an hour. And then the car would leave. And then another guest an hour later. And then a guy would leave. And then another guest.
All right. We see where this is going.
She turned it into a whorehouse. And... So that's the thing. Like, people rent your house. Airbnb is great, but you have to know that it's not your house anymore. It's like a property. You have to think about it as a property, not as your house.
And you know what's funny is that you need to actually filter out and grade as much as the service provider as the consumer, because that person, whatever she was doing, that rented your apartment, like, I don't know if it's possible. Do you leave reviews on guests?
Yes, that's the
All
thing.
right.
So you review them and they review you.
Okay, so it's like the Uber and stuff like that. It's
that's the thing.
So it's
kind of fair.
It's balanced, yeah.
But here's the thing. So anyways, long story short about my Airbnb, I started getting a few bad reviews, like 3 stars. And I had a bunch of 3 stars. And Airbnb says, if you are not 3.6 or above 3.6 or whatever, we will kick you out. So they kicked me out.
Okay.
So I pleaded my case the first time, and then I had one guy who was not happy for any bullshit reason, and that's it.
So
and
you're like on probation for...
Yeah. I had to plead. So they have like a whole system. Like, they would ban you for 3 days, and then they would ban you for 10 days or 15 days, etc., etc. And then the third strike is you're out. So I was out, and so here's the funny thing. I tried to be extra nice with people because I know I was on probation. So I told the guy who was kind of like taking care of the apartments for me, give them like leave some chocolates on the table, leave some bottles of water on the table, leave some, and then I'm like,
Yeah, you're
okay, now what am I gonna leave? Like condoms? Like okay, like come on. So
yeah.
you start being so fearful of the reviews that they get you from the balls, and it's not natural. Same thing when you review your Uber driver.
Yeah.
He's super nice to you, and you're super nice to him, but it's not natural because
Yeah, no, definitely.
you
But
don't want to get a bad review, and he does. He certainly doesn't want to get a bad review.
but it comes back to what we were saying. Like a 5-star review is just doing the stuff correctly. Me personally, when I order food or do things like that, I leave like because they put that page of review
Yeah,
before you
yeah,
can
yeah.
do anything else. I just do it with the stars, but usually like unless there is a big problem, me I have a very simple grading system. It's 1 star or 5 stars. Like there's no
In
in
between.
between. Either you fucked up or it was good.
Yeah. Oh, it was
Right?
normal.
Yeah, like
You did what you're supposed to do.
is
That's
good,
it. Yeah, it
you
was
know?
good. Yeah, yeah.
But I realized that the importance of reviews, like when I look at my own life experience and stuff, I actually look at reviews when I take a risk. You know, like sometimes you have things where you have a service that you need to pay up front, so you have that risk of losing money
Sure,
or something
sure.
like that. That's
Before
where
you
I
order
really
some
look.
stuff,
Okay, who has the best reviews? Like Fiverr, like
Alibaba,
services,
etc.
providers and
Before you
stuff like
order
that.
some shit, yeah.
You know that the guy has like 500 reviews that are 4.5 or 5 star. You're pretty safe.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So in that sense, it has a lot of value. But I think in different stuff, like to be honest, me a Uber driver or anything, unless he tries to like do something
Grope you is like,
yeah,
hey,
grope
baby.
me or something like that. Like basically, if you get me from point A to point
Yeah.
B, that you did your job.
But here's the thing: you get on Uber, and he is like overly nice, and he's like, "Hi, sir, how are you? Would you like me to play this music or this kind of music? Would you like to listen to jazz?" Dude, I just want you to drive. Don't worry, you will
Yeah,
get your
because
5
you
stars.
can by trying to overdo it, you become annoying. Like
Exactly.
I think the best Uber drivers is the one that says hello,
How are you?
welcome.
Good.
Is everything
Quiet.
If you need anything,
Yeah,
let me
let
know.
me know. And he drives.
drives.
That's it. He takes you from point A to point B. Have a
Exactly.
good day, sir. How was
Like,
your ride? Good.
that's
Okay.
perfect.
See you. Bye bye.
It's like
Yeah.
a waiter in a restaurant. There's those waiters that are here. Everything's good. Do you need more of this? Do
Yeah.
you need more ice?
It's
Is
just-
this one? Did you
Sometimes they
finish?
interrupt you, right? Like
Yeah,
you're having
you're
a
having
conversation.
a
It's like, sir,
conversation.
is everything okay? Yeah, man. It's good. Thank you. Thank you.
Like you need to be there, but be discreet. That's
True.
that's the
True.
that's
Be
that's
available.
the
Yeah.
soft the sweet spot
Yeah,
is
true.
in the middle. That
True.
means that if I'm looking for you, you should be there, but I shouldn't feel you there.
You know, there is a. I don't know if you heard about Black Mirror.
Mm-hmm.
You know that they have one of the shows, one of the episodes.
Man, fucked up TV show, man. Like
It's
you
really
watch
cool.
a few episodes of that.
Man, it's really
It's
inspiring.
but it's dangerous for the mind, bro.
It is. It is.
Dangerous
It fucks you up,
It
but
fucks
I
you up
love it.
big time.
They did one about reviews, and they
Mm-hmm.
imagined like they pushed it to the maximum.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the women there, she had, so she imagined a life where like reviews would become almost like your credit score,
Yeah.
credit history,
Yeah.
and so if you are 4 stars and above, you're part of the elite. You can rent in a nice areas of the city.
Also,
You
they rate like they rate the value of a citizen.
yeah,
like
yeah.
globally.
Exactly.
Crazy.
So the wealth is becoming your review.
Yeah. So
This is
the
your- this
better
is your power.
person you are within that society.
Exactly.
The higher.
Exactly.
higher
You can have
okay,
a better
yeah.
jobs. You can live in better areas, etc.
That's
et
actually
cetera.
really cool, bro.
But here is the thing: that when they pushed it to the limit, it's like she was. So I'm not gonna spoil it, but it was pretty old. I'm not sure if they're still coming up with new episodes. I wish they do. I wish they did. I'm probably gonna try to check them out tonight and see if they come up with something new. But she was invited to a party, and there was only like the elite. She had one good friend. Her brother doesn't give a flying fuck about it. He has like 1 star or whatever, but he doesn't care. He's out of the system. But if you believe in it, then you play the game. She was invited to a party with A-listers, so 4 stars and above, and she was like 3.8 or 3.9, and then she dropped below, there is an average, whatever. So she dropped, and then her friend is like, "Oh, I'm so excited for you to." Why just saw your review, and actually you dropped below 3.7 or 3.8. Yeah, don't worry about it. I just had a little problem at the elevator or whatever with some guy, but I'm on probation for 2 days, and then but your thing is next week. I will be okay. And then she screwed up, and she screwed up, and she screwed up. Anyways, long story short, every time she went, for example, to a supermarket or to a coffee shop, he's like, hi, how was your things? Would you like, it's a free complimentary cookie. And he gives her the cookie. And then as soon as she turns, she said, thank you. And everything is so fake. And then she turns and then she reviews him, and he reviews her. So if he thinks she's gonna review him badly, he will try to...
and when there's that fakeness, that's the thing. You can't really rate intention.
Well,
right?
Okay.
So, like, if somebody says thank you, I
didn't like his thank you.
Exactly. Like, it's very subjective, and that's kind of like the problem that we have with review system in general. Like especially for food and services and stuff like that, is that sometimes human beings are petty. Like I didn't like the way he was just staring at me.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Let's fuck up his business.
Exactly. Exactly.
And where's the value in that? And that's the hard part of putting a system like that, is that the struggle is between the staying objective and not just going for whatever interpretation, whether you're fucked up in your mind and you think everyone's after you and stuff like that. So
but I think that's what the Uber driver situation is actually right now. It's that same episode as I was mentioning before, which is he reviews you, you review him, so you're fake to him, he's fake to you. But I just want to say, dude, just relax. I don't need you to be smiling that much. Just relax. Take me from point A to point B. You can put any music you want. I don't care, as long as it's not too loud. Drive slowly, drive safely, and I don't care. Just knock yourself out. Don't worry about me. But no, it's like, hi, do you want a bottle of water? Do you want this? Do you want that? And then his life depends on it, because his work is very important to him, most probably, and so he needs you to give him a good review. You also need a good review, but unless you fuck up really, really bad, Uber is not gonna kick you out.
I don't know if we have access to any data, but I think that most people just go like it needs to be really messed up to really start actually affecting your livelihood as a driver or as a...
Here is the thing with the reviews. When people are happy, they don't write reviews usually. When they are not happy, they say, "Oh, this motherfucker, let me show him what I mean."
Yeah, you're more inclined to
write when you're not happy.
Complain than to compliment.
Absolutely, because when you are happy, when everything is going smooth, when you enjoy your sessions, you think it's interesting, you are learning, you think it's normal. That's a given. That's a given. Exactly. I'm not gonna take time out of my day to write reviews. Like, he did what he's supposed to do. I'm paying him for this. Okay, what else does he want? But when they are not happy, that's when they write. So I say, don't consider... no review is a positive sign.
Yeah, it's
that's
definitely...
how it should be.
It's definitely... it's that thing that we were talking at the very beginning. We have that... We try to associate the grading systems of as students, because that's what we've known for our whole childhood and teenage years and everything.
Yeah.
That it's actually the 5-star is normal or above.
Yeah.
But let's say 4 stars is normal and above. But like you said, not giving any reviews, I would say it's definitely a positive sign.
Exactly. Because when they are unhappy, trust me, they will let people know. When they are happy, they say, well, it's normal. So that's what I told my boss. I said, listen, no reviews means I'm doing a good job.
So that's kind of the problem with the reviews system in general, is that it's very hard to pinpoint for a restaurant. Maybe they have just a bad waiter. Do they say this waiter specifically is the problem and then they handle it? Or is it the restaurant has horrible service? What is fair? What isn't? That's the whole question behind this whole rating systems. are good, give you a good idea,
Yeah.
give you security, a sense of security when you have that kind of risk, etc., but doesn't hold that much value on the positive side,
Yeah. True.
unfortunately. And I really think that we need to come up with a better solution for that, and to separate the individual from the company. You know, like that's poor guy that actually delivers you the food, and the order is messed up, and this stuff they put not enough food inside, and you bash him because that's what often people do.
Happens. Yeah, absolutely.
That's not fair, but at the same time, they don't have anyone else to complain. Like
True.
he
Yeah.
embodies the whole stuff, so it's
But people don't have time to write like precise reviews. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I like the food, but the Coca-Cola was a little cold, and the soda was this, and the tables were a little bit too close together, and this and that. And what do you think about this system of reviews, which we see in Glovo, for example, the delivery system that we have here, and also in Decathlon, etc., where it's just like smiley face, sad face, good,
Well,
bad.
good bad. It still is something. It's good for them,
Yeah.
you know, like for because that system shows you as a restaurant, for instance, know how Glovo, you know, handles your deliveries, stuff like that. So it gives you a general feel of, oh, people are pretty much happy, pretty unhappy. But when the power of the review is actually you know, certifying that a product is good or not, when it's the client side that is giving the review.
True.
So, you know, there's a lot of restaurants that you don't go to because they have shitty reviews.
That's true. That's true.
Maybe they're the best restaurants in town. Who
But
knows?
sometimes they are
You know?
reviewed by people who didn't even go there. That's why
Yeah.
Amazon has a system, like they started a system of like paid customer, like he's a verified customer, sorry, like verified customer, because you don't want to just like bash a thing because you hire a bunch of people or a marketing company that will write a bunch of good reviews for you and bad reviews for
that's
your
that's one of the major points that you just pointed out, is that all of that is you know, you can play around with that, you know, with little means, you know, people the hotel I used to work with was ranked I think number 1 or number 2 top hotel in the city we were. And one of the marketing guys from the hotel actually paid us some company, Russians or Chinese or something like that wrote fake reviews.
yeah.
And they were bumped down to the 30th spot because they cheated. So people try to manipulate
So
those
they got
numbers.
caught, right? They got caught.
They got caught because they did it in a very messed up way. But the opposite exists. Like we were talking earlier, that British guy that created the fake restaurant. In,
Tell the story. This is pretty cool.
This is an amazing story.
This is really cool.
So yeah, so this guy decides to create out of nothing. Like he's alone. There's no infrastructure. There's nothing. He decides to create a fake restaurant in London, and he manages to get it as the number 1 restaurant ranked in TripAdvisor, which is one of the biggest references in hospitality in general. So he was number 1 in London, and London, a city where there's a lot of restaurants, where there's when I say restaurants, well, we're talking about Michelin star restaurants and stuff like that, right? And the way he did it was, there's a video on YouTube. You should put the link.
I will put the link right there. So
where?
you give me extra work right here.
Right here.
Right here.
Okay, you see it, guys?
You got this.
Okay,
Right
click here.
here.
So basically, he does this whole thing where, first of all, he creates a landline. Like he posted it on. He creates the profile on TripAdvisor, and any call he gets for I don't know how many days or months, he says we're fully booked. We're fully booked. The next available spot is in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. How many of you guys are?
Yeah.
And he creates all this hype and the people that get rejected. What the hell is this restaurant? We need to wait 3 months, and everybody starts talking about it, in those circles, high circles, and everything. And basically, at some point, he has no choice but to open the restaurant. So what he does is he has like the place where he lives. He has like I don't know, kind of messed up backyard and stuff, and he puts the tables and stuff, but in a very messed up way. Like, think of it like I have to open a restaurant in 2 hours and I have nothing, like, so he takes the chairs from here, he puts a sofa from there, he has chickens running around. So it's and he serves food that is like frozen foods, like frozen lasagnas and stuff, but he decorates them, like put little flowers, put little like
those edible flowers, etc. Like
stuff like
very
that.
high gastronomical.
And people go crazy on it. Oh, what an experience! And the food is just amazing. Chef, I don't know what is this. And he basically conned his way into the number 1 spot of TripAdvisor, which is the reference. So a restaurant that doesn't even exist can get to that point. That all those review systems and stuff is that you can actually manipulate all that stuff, and more than manipulate them in terms of creating fake reviews, you can manipulate people, because people follow people. They see 50 5-star reviews, they need to put a review, it's going to be a 5-star. Like this place is amazing. Look, 50 people before me said it was amazing. So it's amazing. Even if I didn't like it, maybe I don't know about it. So it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the review system, I told you also the story about influencers who started like doing restaurant reviews, and the problem is, here's the thing. You create a review, you start visiting restaurants, you eat there, nobody knows you, you write a small review, you start getting some traction, people know you, and then...
And people will trust you.
Now you have influence.
Yeah.
Now when you go to a restaurant, you're not to the point where you can make it or break the restaurant, but
you have kind of like you have like an impact.
You definitely have an impact. Now, restaurant owners, they start recognizing you, and as soon as you step in the door, they give you the 5-star.
Of course,
they like treat you like you were a king, and. So you don't have the experience that everybody would have. So already it's biased.
Yeah, definitely.
Then, most of the times, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky, they refuse to accept your money. They say, don't worry, it's on the house. Yeah, don't worry about it. So here's the problem.
They buy sympathy.
Exactly. And even if you are unbiased, you want to write your honest review, you cannot help it but be a little more lenient if you were going to be mean, or be extra nice if you see old sweaty guy trying his best and like he's giving you free drinks, free this, free that.
No, when they know, they take advantage of that, and they provide, like you said, the 5-star service. I told you the story about this time I was in Marrakesh. I go to this restaurant. Someone that was with us knew the owner of the restaurant, right? So the owner of the restaurant comes by, like big baller, welcome stuff. Of course, the owner just messes up our our dinner because we didn't want him to be there, but he didn't do anything. He just ruined our basically our lunch. But so I order. So it's a kind of nice place. So I ordered the filet mignon, right? And when I order it to the waiter, I tell him, give me the filet mignon. The owner looks at the waiter and tells, you tell the chef to do the filet mignon.
Not and, the other shit that we serve usually.
And tell him the filet mignon. And I'm like, then you understand that, like,
not the shit we pass for filet mignon, exactly. The real filet mignon, the one that's hidden in the...
And it was like, filet mignon. All right? You get it? So, so you see, that's fucked up. And when you manipulate stuff and things I don't think that in the review system you can ever be fully transparent. Absolutely. It gives you a good idea.
Yeah.
But when money and interest and stuff and like that kicks in.
Even if you have the best intentions, as soon as you meet the owner, you develop a contact. Either you hate him or you like him. So it will influence your review. I think the best way to do is like to have, you know, like how do you call them? Like people who go to restaurant, like they are
Star guests.
yeah. Like
That's what they do in
anonymous.
hospitality.
They are anonymous.
In hospitality, that's what they do. They do star guests that actually go to the hotel. They never announce themselves.
Yeah.
They only announce themselves when they do the review at the end. But usually you kind of see them because they're kind of the most annoying clients.
And they ask a lot of questions.
They ask you. They make sure that you know, like in the hotel, from the cleaning lady to the managers. They need to know every single spot in the hotel. When does the spa open? Which day does it close? Can we do this? What's on the menu today?
Yeah. They try to push it a little more.
They kind of push it, and then at the end. But what's amazing about that is that even if you see them coming, anyone could be a star client.
Exactly.
And that's the whole purpose of it.
That's the beauty of it.
Is that
absolutely
every time, because especially any annoying client, the first thing that comes to mind is, oh, this is a star client, and you start telling everyone.
Yeah.
Guys, we have a star client right now.
Filet mignon for this guy, all right?
So everybody gets filet mignon, you know what I mean?
Don't give him that crap. Don't give him that crap that we give everybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Filet mignon for this one.
So, filet mignon for everyone, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna call this one filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
Filet mignon.
Mignon
Au
garçon.
contraire, mon frère. No, but you know there is a group in Morocco. It's called Sortir à Casablanca, and it's like pretty much like a review group. And they have, I think, a YouTube channel, and they are mainly like a Instagram thing. And they go out and they test places.
Yeah.
Of course, some people they try to be as unbiased as possible, and as we said, it's almost impossible to be 100% unbiased.
Once it becomes monetized, that's when the problem is.
But this is what these guys did. They went to a very popular, famous burger joint here in Morocco, and he sent the owner a message, and he said, "Hey, what's going on? Listen, I'm this and this. I'm from that thing. Yeah, I know you. How are you?" Like they kind of knew each other, and he said, "Listen, I'm coming with 3 guests tonight. When would you recommend? What is the best time to have dinner at your place?" He said, "Well, you know, it's Saturday night. I mean, it's better to come early dinner or late dinner, but don't come during the rush. It might be a little bit too busy." "Oh, okay. So, and he was not like, "When should I come?" He said like, "Okay, like, what are you gonna do for me?" But the guy pretended not to get the message, and he said, "Yeah, so are you gonna take care of us, right?" He said, "Yeah, I'll take care of you." And here is how I know this. I'll tell you at the end. And he said, "Okay, yeah, don't worry, I'll take care of you." He said, "So, I mean, like, I'm gonna come and write a review for you. So get the message, like filet mignon." Okay, he said, "Yeah, this is gonna be the new thing. Filet mignon, right? Not that shit they give him."
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what happened at the end. Je gère. Anyway.
Hey, we're gonna cut this second.
Fuck no, we don't cut anything.
A few moments later because we left a long time, bro.
Listen.
Oh my god.
Wesh, tu l'as appelé quelqu'un? Ouais, c'est
Tu veux un filet mignon? Ah ouais, non, mais... Yeah.
Where was I? Where was I?
Yeah.
And he said, "Listen, I'm gonna come." He said, "Listen, I'm gonna write a review. I usually have a lot of influence. I have so many such and such number of followers, etc. So what are you gonna do for us?" So the guy was pretty straightforward. He said, "Listen, Don't worry, I'll take care of you. The desserts are on the house. And the guy said, what do you mean the desserts are on the house? Listen, I will write a very good review. We are followed by this amount of money. Do you know how much business it represents? I go there, they give us free food. I go to this hotel, they give us free rooms, etc., etc. You're gonna give us like 4 desserts. I don't even eat desserts, and you don't even have alcohol. So like, the bill is not gonna be that much. The guy said, "Listen, I don't do filet mignon. I don't do. I don't play this game. I'm not gonna get bullied by you guys.
Yeah.
We don't play this game. It's a chain. It's a small chain of restaurants. We write. We don't. If you want to write a review, you write a review. If you're happy, write a
Positive
good
or
review.
negative.
If you are unhappy, write a negative review. If you want to be an asshole, and you are happy with the food, you want to write a bad review, it's okay. We are jam-packed. We are very happy with our business. People are very happy with our business. And I don't care what you write." So the guy said, "Oh, okay, well, that's not how this is not how you do business, etc., etc." The guy was so pissed by being bullied by this guy, and he's been bullied and he said, "These are the influencers," and he posted all these things on Facebook.
Amazing. Amazing.
Very, very cool.
Because he used the power of social media
Against him.
against them, and
Against them. Killer.
and
Killer.
what? Oh. Anyways, fuck that.
Literally, that's right.
So
That's
yeah,
the
he
thing.
used the power against them, and man,
You
when it becomes monetized, it becomes prostitution, man.
But you told me, there is another group of
Yeah.
doctors who they as a hobby they used to go out and they said, "Hey, you know what? Let's write some reviews about restaurants."
Man, come on, let's not names. No,
We're not naming names. Okay. Anyways, but
Yeah,
you told
but,
me,
yeah.
they got paid
So
to write a review.
So their whole thing was, their whole concept was to go there as an unbiased thing. But that's what I told you. Once they started getting paid, it kind of messes it. Like, they did a few things where they were paid, but the deal was, okay, we give you exposure, but we need to be able to say what we really think. So
Then why would I pay them?
to get exposure. So
No, I'm sorry, because their job is their content
No.
is to go check out restaurants. They will go anyways.
No,
So
no,
why
no.
would I pay them to come? And they
because
will
you're
do it for
confident in
free.
your work.
Listen,
Like, if I come, I would pay someone who has like crazy exposure, and I'll tell him, come and judge my work.
if your job,
If I'm confident in my job, I'll definitely do it.
listen, if your job is to test cars,
Yeah.
you test good cars.
Uh-huh.
Let's say BMW is gonna let you borrow one of their cars to test it, and they say, "You know what? We'll pay you." Why would you pay me? I was gonna test your car anyways.
Not a. There's no
You
guarantee.
pay me because you want me to be extra nice. Come on, this is
No,
this
I
is-
think you pay
the
for
second they
exposure.
got money, they're gone for me. I don't really.
It's an opinion. Me personally, I believe that someone that gives exposure, like I've done it in my field of work, and I hope to do it again. Is that there's this guy, which is a very. Why are you laughing?
I remember that. Oh my
Anyway,
God!
so
Lord
there's
Jesus,
this guy, man,
take me,
and,
Jesus.
and in social media, a very great designer, magnificent exposure, right? People pay him, actually do promote ads to judge his, for him to judge your work,
Okay.
and he showcases it to the world, and sometimes he bashes the fuck out of you.
Yes, I agree with this. But his content, he doesn't have a page where he goes and reviews people's work.
Yes,
But that's what they do. I mean,
No,
he's a designer. He works for
Yes,
himself.
but his social media is based on, I think it's even called something like "I judge your work" or something like
Okay,
that.
so
You know, like
literally. Okay.
But then again, like you said, and on this point, I agree. It's very, very, very hard to keep.
It's almost
on, to keep.
100% unbiased view.
View if you're getting paid, because
Do you think journalists are unbiased?
No.
They
I
can't.
think either they want to, like, when they feel that there is something to discover, even if it's not there, they're gonna find a way to for it to be
I
there.
think so, but also because
And
they have their own opinion.
exactly.
So, like subconsciously, it will reflect on the
No,
question they ask, on
like
their reviews.
right now, and I think the biggest danger in the world is information, that is so easily given to everyone. Like, I can show you a video today showing that, I don't know, the Eiffel Tower just got blown up, right? And you're not even gonna think about it, and you're gonna start sending it to people, and
Yeah.
sending it to people, and sending it to people, and before you know it, it's a
Oh.
whole rumor.
Dude,
Yeah.
I have a story that's crazy. I will try to tell it very quickly, and then we'll wrap it up.
All
because
right.
It's been going for
53 minutes.
Well, 53 minutes with the introduction.
Yeah.
But we will cut some parts.
Yeah, yeah.
We will take some fat out of
We're
this.
gonna take this and go like Foucher style.
Yes. This guy, very, very cool. I'm hesitating to talk about it, but we might edit this part because we might want to dedicate a whole episode about it. Birds aren't real. Have you heard about this movement? It looks stupid. It sounds
I know
stupid.
something very similar, which
This
is
guy-
called snake have legs.
Okay, so I'm guessing from what you said, it's almost the same
Yeah.
thing. This guy, he was at a protest, and he didn't know what they were protesting. And he said, you know what? As a fun thing, let me just participate in this protest. So he took a sign, and he said, okay, let me write the 3 random words that come to my mind, and birds aren't real. And he started saying, birds aren't real. Birds aren't real. And people are like, what are you talking about? Yeah, birds are not real. But what? Oh yeah, and some people started following him, like 1 or 2 people. He was like very serious, poker face, etc. And he said, let's see how far I can take this. And there's a documentary on Vice. I will share the link. And he started growing this movement. And he said he has a theory that the government killed billions of birds in the 80s or 70s, whatever.
And replaced them
and they
by
drones.
Yeah.
And look how beautiful they are. It's impossible. It's this, it's that, etc. etc.
Have you ever seen a bird fly this way?
Exactly. So he started
fucked up.
promoting it on Instagram, on Facebook, and the movement grew. And he started doing protests. Some schools had some big groups of like thousands, rallies of thousands of people. He was invited on TV, and they were like, "Yeah, all right, listen." Between you and me, this is just a whole joke, right? You know, birds are real. Like, but why do you do this? He said, I'm actually offended that you don't believe that.
Man, how much do I hate, man? Next podcast, we're gonna talk about how soft people became, man.
Yes,
Oh my
PC
God.
culture and all that. That's actually a cool topic. But anyways, he grew that movement so much. For 5 years, he was doing this. He dropped out of college, or he didn't go to college after high school, and he stopped and he did this. The movement grew so much that he had so many followers. Even after he told them, "Well, actually, guys, I was just playing. No, birds aren't real. Come on."
They got to you.
They got to you, man.
my gosh.
They got to you. So listen, information you can.
Man, that's the most.
If you market it right, you can make people believe anything. That's
Definitely.
scary. That's scary.
And you know the worst part? You don't even need to market it that hard.
Well,
Like, you will
he
find
got
people that
millions
are.
of followers.
You're
etc.
gonna find people that just want to relay information.
Yeah.
Like if
True.
I say today that they found, I don't know, a chicken gave birth to a cow
Yeah.
yesterday in our city.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're gonna wait it
Yeah.
a little bit. You're gonna at some point hear that story back.
True. And I love how people say, oh, "Come on, everybody knows that, right?"
Of course, and then they start creating the whole thing. And no, bro, I know. I saw a documentary on it. It doesn't even exist.
You
What
know,
are you saying?
it's almost that thing about superstition when you tell somebody, "Oh yeah, this guy has superpowers, supernatural powers." Really? Like, where is he? Oh, my uncle. Come on, everybody knows that. My uncle told me. You never meet the guy who knows the guy, or
Yeah.
the guy who has supernatural powers. It's always the uncle who knows the
No,
brother.
there's always that
brother,
little,
Yeah.
fail safe.
Exactly.
That's what I heard. you know.
Anyways, let's
Anyways.
wrap it up. That was a good one. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment.
Let us know what you think about
This
this whole
and
crazy situation.
Yeah, and you know, like, give us a review. Actually, that would be pretty cool.
Oh.
On the comments, give us a review. See,
Little review.
yeah,
A little
quick on my feet.
thumbs up
Yeah, give
or
us a
down.
thumb up.
We don't want to influence you in any way, but please,
But
come on.
if you
Work
give us
with
a
us.
thumb down, it would be. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Take it easy. That was another day in paradise. Thanks.